Greek. Director Eric is here, and his first time in Toronto, so please welcome him.
Thank you so much.
He also arrived with some very good news.
Well, on my way over to the theater tonight, I'm staying at the Super 8 Hotel right down the street. My last festival was at Film Out San Diego, their gay and lesbian film festival, and the director just emailed me notifying me that we just won Best Short there, and I was literally freaking out. I'm just so honored and blessed to have done this movie. I'm so happy, and my lead actor is just amazing. I wish he could have been here. His name's Aaron Merkin. If you are filmmakers, hire him. He's amazing. You won't regret it. And does anybody have any questions? I'd be more than happy to answer anything. Nobody?
Where gave the idea to start the movie?
Well, I took a filmmaking class at UCLA Extension called Making Your Own Mini Movies, and I made a film called The Test first in that class. It was a student film. And I actually had the script written. I was going to do this project in the class, but I thought it would be a little too complex, so I ended up doing this film afterwards. And I basically want to tell a story about an individual that is on a single thread of life's purpose. And I tend to be drawn towards characters that are the underdog character. They're, you kind of feel bad for them, they're in a really bad situation, the world's just falling apart around them, and you just want them to win. And I really just wanted to connect with an individual that was completely different, out of the box, and really just take it as far as I could. So that's where it came from. Anybody else?
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I saw a hand up over there.
What's your next project?
I have another short film called Kyle Corona, and it's based on, all I'm going to say at this point is based on a kid in 4th grade that's being bullied. And I'm going to be shooting that hopefully in May of next year. It'll be my 3rd film that I directed. And what I'm really excited about with this film is that I did everything on this movie except hold the boom and act in it. And I'm looking forward to going bigger and having a DP and having, a crew of about 10 people and more locations to work with. I filmed this entire project in my own apartment. And I wrote a story that I wanted to tell in my own apartment that had a beginning, a middle, and an end. Because I knew it would be not cost effective, it would be simple to do. So, but then I'm planning on doing that next year, and hopefully around May or June is my plan. Yes, back there?
Do you have any other film festivals lined up?
Yes, we're going to the Burbank International Film Festival back in California next, and we're actually nominated for Best Drama there. We're going to the Palm Springs Gay and Lesbian Film Festival about a week after that. Then we're going to be in the North Louisiana Gay and Lesbian Film Festival. And then we're going to the other Venice Film Festival in Venice, California in October. And we've been in several other festivals prior to this as well so far. So it's been really good. And I finished the film in September of last year, and I started submitting it around October, and the world premiere was in New York City in March. So it's played in about 15 festivals so far.
15?
Yeah.
Yes, your financing, is that becoming easier as you go, or is it always a challenge?
Well, I financed this film myself, and I'm going to be I have a business plan written for my next project, and I'm going to do Kickstarter and all that kind of stuff too with the next one. So I haven't had to go after financing. But when you're doing a short, shorts, if you're really kind of clever about how you're going to film it, I really thought my apartment, cost-effective, everything, and work with people that I've worked with before, that we work together as a team, because that's really important. You want to work with people that you love, that are there to create, and also have a good time, especially on a piece like this. This piece is very heavy, and it does have its comical moments. But we all had the time of our lives making this film, everybody. And it was only a crew of 5 people. And we just, every day, we just look forward to seeing each other and putting this project together. It was just a joy to do. And On the next one, I want to be able to pay people. I want to go bigger. I want to go larger. And I also want to work with a lot of other people that I know are going to work together as a team. I think teamwork is the most important thing on a film overall. Because if you have one person that doesn't believe in it, it's a domino effect. And if you have that domino knocking one person down, it's eventually going to knock everybody down. I've seen that happen on films that my friends have made, and they're frustrated. They're like, oh my God, this has been such a nightmare. And I never had to say that on this film. The only thing on this film that was a nightmare for me was the audio and post, which is, if any of you have ever edited a film and you're dealing with audio is never fun. But I stuck by it and was up till 4 in the morning some nights, and I said, I am not stopping until I get the audio that I want, and I got it, so very happy about that. It was like giving birth to a child. So.
About the audio, actually, now that you bring it up, the camera you shot on the HP40 is a little camcorder. How did you record the audio into it? Because I noticed the sound is actually quite clear.
It's a shotgun mic plugged into the camera, and then it was boom operated. The problem, the camera is fantastic. It picks up 1080i and 24p mode beautifully. A lot of people thought I shot with a red camera, and this was projected off of a DVD, which I'm kind of surprised about. But the problem with the camera is that it was a little noisy. It made this like little noise in the background, and the silence in the story is a character within itself. I'm sure you've noticed that. And I really was very analytical. I'm like, I cannot live with that camera sound. There's no way I'm gonna ever release this film. Everybody's like, you're never gonna be able to get rid of that. I said, oh yeah? I'm gonna stay up till 4 in the morning until I can. And I stayed up, and I found 3 filters, and I zapped the frequency and made it disappear. And then the camera was sent back to the manufacturer and is back to normal now. So, thank God.
Yeah. Sorry, talking to silence, when I was watching it, you handle that so well. Just, so much is said without words.
Thank you.
And I just find the position of your camera and so on, it really tells a story without the words.
Thank you. I mean, what I really like about the script is that you have the same dialogue over and over again, but the story is told through subtext and repetition. And the only line in the film that I feel is a right-on-the-nose line is when he says, "What a freak." I mean, you have this character that's, obviously dealing with self-acceptance issues, and he's starting to feel how he really feels inside. And the way I directed him is I said, you're an individual that has been, I said to him, your character is an individual that's been bullied your entire life, from your early childhood all the way up through your adult life, and nobody understands you, even wants to understand you. And we use that thread as the crutch of his performance in this film. And I'm really proud of him. He won Best Actor at a festival called the Action Film Festival in Pasadena, and he is just an outstanding person to work with, and on top of that, extremely kind. But having that direction and using that in the actor as his thread, it just brought so much out of him, especially the scene where he cries. I mean, that was just really powerful when we rehearsed the film for about 3 weeks before we filmed, but when he did that, I was just blown away by it, and I was so proud of him. And it was so funny because it did take a couple of times. Then I'm like, do you need a second? He said, yeah. So I gave him, a couple of minutes in the bathroom. He sat there kind of focused to what he had to do. And then he comes back in, and I'm ready. I said, okay, so we said action, comes in, he just nailed it, and I watched it, and I said, you don't have to do that again. And that was it, so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really, really excited to be here. Thank you so much.